Hello guys, and here is the next episode of the most interesting urban development news from around the world. By the way, I make these episodes weekly, so subscribe to the channel not to miss the future content. And before we start, I'd like to thank to all my amazing Patreon supporters. Alstom has been awarded its German largest contract of 4 billion euros for the supply of commuter trains for s-bahn Cologne, which includes 90 Adessia stream trains and their maintenance for 34 years. There will be two versions of the trains delivered depending on which part of the network they will operate on. The shorter version consists of 9 wagons and is 150 meters long, while the longer one has 11 wagons and is almost 170 meters. The short and long versions provide a total capacity of over 1,150 and 1,340 passengers respectively, and both have a maximum speed of 140 km per hour. And these trains will be manufactured at Alstom's plant in Bautzen, Germany. The Polish city of Łódź is planning to bring the Lamus River, which has been hidden underground for more than 100 years, to the surface again. The river section that now flows through the Kiliński Park will be opened and the public infrastructure will be built over it. The Lamus River uncovering begins with a thorough survey of the park's territory. The contractor carries out excavations to check the depth of tree roots. Condition of the Lamus underground channel is also being checked to choose the best technology to protect it. The work is funded by the European Union, from which the city receives about 3.5 million euros. The entire project consists of two components: revitalization of Kiliński Park and opening of Lamus River. It is planned to let the river water flow into its natural way and then create terraces and descents to the water in the park. The project also includes the construction of a new small architecture and covering the park's alleys with a new penetrating pavement. There will also be spatial installations that will symbolically mark the historical layout of the former palace garden. And I think this is great news, because Łódź is a large and pretty interesting city, but it has very few rivers and water in general, which is quite rare among European cities of this size. Meanwhile, Buenos Aires metro operator Imova has signed a contract with Alstom for the overhaul of 60 Metropolis 300 railcars used on lines D and H. Alstom will carry out the 3-year project at its Los Hornos plant in La Plata. In 2022, Imova also signed a contract with Alstom for the overhaul of 15 Metropolis 100 railcars and 25 railcars built by the former China Northern, now CRRC. The government of the Punjab province in Pakistan has approved a project to build an 11-kilometer LRT line in the provincial capital of Lahore at an estimated cost of $97 million. By the way, Lahore is Pakistan's second largest city with a population of over 13 million. The new line will have stops located at intervals of 1 to 1.5 kilometers, serving key locations such as Liberty, Main Market, Mini Market, and Haley Road. A dedicated stop will serve the Gaddafi Stadium, which is the home of Pakistan's national cricket team. In the Chilean city of Concepcion, the implementation of electronic fare collection system for public transport is underway, and in the process a misunderstanding has arisen between the city authorities and the transport companies. The carriers union opposed the idea that public transport unions in the region should play the role of financial administrators who will collect future electronic fares on buses in Greater Concepcion. The current system in Concepcion is that passengers simply simply pay the driver cash, which he has to hand over to his company at the end of the day. Transportation companies are not opposed to the modern payment system in general, but they are in favor of its implementation by the state. In general, attempts to introduce an electronic payment system in Concepcion have been going on for more than 20 years, but so far without success, because it seems that no one wants to take responsibility for its operation. German city of Magdeburg will soon receive new trams made by Alstom. The final phase of testing is currently underway at Alstom's factory in Bautzen, Saxony, and the first 2 production trams are expected to be delivered to Magdeburg in September. MVB has signed a contract with Alstom for the supply of 35 modern low-floor trams in 2021 for a total of 190 million euros. The new wagons will be 38.2 meters long, consists of 4 sections and have 70% of low floor. In Philadelphia, SEPTA has signed a contract with Hitachi Rail USA for the purchase of modern rail cars to replace the aging fleet of the Market Frankfurt line. Under the contract, they will receive 200 wagons with an option to order up to 40 additional ones. The total contract amount for the base order is $724 million. Delivery is scheduled to begin in 2029, with the full fleet to be delivered by the end of 2031. Hitachi Rail's North American headquarters is located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and the rail cars will be assembled at the company's new factory at Hagerstown, Maryland. And that's all the news for this week. Feel free to write about interesting things happening in your cities, cause it helps to make these episodes much more engaging. Thanks for watching and see you next time.